So if you're starting your career right now, you're not just walking into an office. You're stepping into a world that's being completely rewritten by artificial intelligence. Seriously, the skills that used to be a sure thing for success, they're all being reevaluated. So if the old rules are out the window, what are the new ones?
It's a really frustrating situation, isn't it? You do everything you're supposed to. You get the grades, you polish that resume until it shines, but the career you were promised just feels kind of out of reach. There's this huge growing gap between what we've all been told matters and what employers are actually looking for in this new age of AI.
A full 65% of employers are saying flat out that recent grads are missing those core human skills. This leads us right to what you could call the 2D candidate problem. Think about it. Your resume, your transcript, your test scores, they're all just flat pieces of paper or data. They give a two-dimensional snapshot of who you are, but they totally miss the depth, the personality, and the uniquely human abilities that really, really matter. And the real-world impact of this problem is pretty stark. Over half, 52%, of recent college grads are underemployed. That means they're working jobs that don't even require the degree they worked so hard for. Their great GPA got them the diploma, sure, but it didn't guarantee them a career that actually uses their full potential. A test can prove you memorized a bunch of facts for a history exam, but can it show how you'd handle a really tough negotiation with a client, or how you'd rally a team that's feeling totally burnt out? No way. Those are the 360-degree talents that actually make a difference at work. Okay, so if the old ways of measuring success are falling short, where do we even go from here? Well, we have to completely shift our focus. The game is no longer about trying to outcalculate a machine. It's about building up those durable human skills that AI just can't replicate so that we can work with it as a powerful partner. And this is what we call the human edge. It's that potent mix of our uniquely human smarts. It's our ability to come up with a totally new idea, to build real trust and connection with other people, and to be nimble enough to change course when things don't go according to plan. Your human edge is right there in the middle, at the intersection of three key areas: creative intelligence, which is all about problem solving and new ideas; social intelligence, for connecting with and persuading people; and adaptive intelligence, for being flexible when things get messy. That sweet spot where they all overlap, that's where you become indispensable. So what do these big ideas, creative, social, and adaptive intelligence, actually look like day to day? We're talking about skills like having real presence in a room, communicating with crystal clarity, forging genuine connections, and being able to adapt in a heartbeat. These aren't just soft skills, they're the absolute must-have skills for today's world. But it brings up a really big question. If your GPA and test scores don't capture this stuff, then what does? How can we actually measure our growth in these critical human skills? And just as important, prove that growth to the people we want to work with. And that's where the HCQ, or the Human Capabilities Quotient, comes in. Think of it as a brand new kind of credential for the AI era. It's not a static number you get once, like an SAT score. It's a dynamic, living measure of your abilities in the exact skills we've been talking about, the skills that give you that incredible human edge. The HCQ itself is built on three essential pillars. First up is performance, because it doesn't matter what you know if you can't communicate it well. Next is preparedness, because you need to be smart about where you're aiming your skills in a job market that's always changing. And finally, progress, because in a world of constant change, your ability to learn and get better is your #1 asset. And here's the key. Building your HCQ isn't a one-and-done kind of thing. It's a continuous journey. You start by figuring out where you are right now, and then you jump into this powerful cycle of practicing, getting feedback, and growing. The real goal isn't just to get a piece of paper at the end, but to build a lifelong habit of sharpening these vital human skills. So what does all this actually mean for your career choices? Well, the goal isn't to find some mythical AI-proof job, because let's be honest, those are getting really rare. The real goal is to become AI resilient by choosing paths where your human edge isn't just a nice-to-have, but an absolute necessity. And that's where a tool like an AI impact score is, frankly, a game changer. Instead of just guessing about the future, you can get a data-driven look. I mean, check out these sample roles. Some are in the green, ready to thrive with AI as a partner. Others, in the red, are facing some serious changes. This isn't about scaring anyone. It's about empowering you to make smarter choices. So how does a score like this even work? Well, it boils down to a few key things. First, how many of the tasks in a given job can just be automated? Second, and this is so important, how much does the role rely on purely human interaction? And finally, what's the potential for the role to evolve and actually use AI as a tool to become even better? And that right there brings us to the single most important takeaway. If you remember one thing, make it this. Don't run from AI. Instead, lean into the very things that make you human. Build up the skills that let you partner with technology, because that combination, that's what's going to be priceless for years and years to come. At the end of the day, just remember this. Your grades, your resume, all those test scores, that's only the tip of the iceberg. What really defines your potential and what the best employers are desperately looking for is everything that's under the surface. So, I'll leave you with this question to really think about. In a world where technology can do more and more amazing things every single day, what is it that you and only you can bring to the table? What is your unique mix of creative, social, and adaptive skills? In other words, what is your human edge?